Ever wondered how sustainable aviation fuel could change the world? Welcome to the dawn of a new era in aviation, where the fuel that powers our aircrafts has the potential to be more than just a contributor to greenhouse gases. It's a brave new world, where the very essence of flight could help combat the climate crisis. The aviation industry is at a critical crossroads. On one hand, it's a vital part of our globalized world, connecting people and places like never before. On the other, it's a significant source of carbon emissions, with a footprint that's hard to ignore in the face of climate change. The industry is well aware of this conundrum and has set a lofty goal: achieve net zero emissions by the year 2050. A tall order, no doubt, but one that could be within reach, thanks to innovative minds and groundbreaking research. Enter the University of Sydney. Their researchers have made a potentially game-changing breakthrough. Picture this: sustainable jet fuel created from methane gas emitted from our very own landfills. It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel, doesn't it? But this isn't fantasy. It's a tangible reality, one that could revolutionize the aviation industry and pave the way for a low-carbon future. The idea of transforming waste into fuel is not new, but the process developed by these researchers is. By using a chemical process involving plasma, they found a way to harness the methane emitted from landfills and convert it into a sustainable jet fuel. This development could turn one man's trash into the aviation industry's treasure, providing a sustainable solution to a pressing environmental problem. Imagine a world where the aviation industry contributes to a sustainable future. Intriguing, isn't it? Today, we stand on the precipice of such a world. The journey to get there won't be easy, and many challenges lie ahead. But the potential rewards are too great to ignore. The future of aviation fuel is here, and it's greener than we ever dared to imagine. What if I told you that the methane gas emitted from landfills could fuel our flights? Methane, a potent greenhouse gas, is a major byproduct of our waste disposal systems. For years, it has been seen as a problem due to its significant contribution to global warming. But what if we could turn this problem into a solution? Methane is abundant in landfills produced by the breakdown of organic matter. It's a resource that's been under our noses the whole time. With the right technology, we could harness this gas, not only reducing harmful emissions, but also providing a new, sustainable source of fuel. Enter the University of Sydney. Their researchers have been exploring a groundbreaking concept, a chemical process that could transform methane into sustainable jet fuel. Imagine that. Flights powered by the very waste we produce. This isn't just about utilizing waste. It's about creating a more sustainable aviation industry, one that significantly reduces its carbon footprint. It's an opportunity to rethink how we power our planes and to introduce a new era of green travel. The research is in its early stages, but the potential is enormous. If successful, we could see a revolution in the aviation industry, a shift towards more sustainable practices, and a significant reduction in the sector's carbon emissions. Methane, once a problem, could be the solution we've been searching for. Scene script. Have you heard of plasma? No, not the stuff in your blood. I'm talking about the fourth state of matter. You've likely encountered plasma without even realizing it. It's the glow of neon signs and the heart of stars, including our sun. Plasma is created when gas is heated to extremely high temperatures or subjected to a strong electromagnetic field, causing the atoms to ionize. This creates a soup of charged particles, each full of energy and potential. You might be wondering, what does plasma have to do with jet fuel? Well, it turns out a lot. The researchers at the University of Sydney have harnessed the power of plasma to convert methane into sustainable jet fuel. The process involves combining methane with a small amount of oxygen and then exposing it to a plasma. The plasma's energy breaks the methane and oxygen down into their elemental components, which then recombine in new ways. One of these ways forms carbon dioxide and water, but another way forms a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. This mixture, known as syngas, is a key ingredient for creating jet fuel. This process is groundbreaking because it operates at room temperature and standard pressure, making it more energy efficient than traditional methods of syngas production. Moreover, it uses methane, a potent greenhouse gas, transforming it into a valuable resource. This is the magic of plasma. It can take a harmful gas and turn it into something useful. It's a shining example of how innovative research can lead to sustainable solutions. Plasma, it seems, not only lights up our neon signs, but might just light up our skies too. So, how exactly does this transformation from landfill methane to jet fuel occur? Well, the answer lies in a groundbreaking chemical process developed by researchers at the University of Sydney. Let's break it down. Methane, a potent greenhouse gas emitted from landfills, is the starting point. This gas, ordinarily a waste product, becomes a valuable resource in our quest for sustainable jet fuel. Enter plasma, a hot, electrically charged gas. When methane is introduced into a plasma reactor, the heat and energy break the methane molecules apart. This process, known as plasma pyrolysis, turns methane into a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide, also known as syngas. Syngas is a key player in the production of liquid fuels, but it's not yet jet fuel. To get there, we need to initiate another process called the Fischer-Tropsch reaction. This reaction, named after the German chemists who developed it in the 1920s, involves a series of chemical reactions that convert syngas into liquid hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons are the building blocks of jet fuel, but not all hydrocarbons are created equal. The challenge lies in creating the right mix of hydrocarbons to meet the stringent specifications of jet fuel. This is where catalysts come into play. Catalysts, substances that speed up chemical reactions without being consumed themselves, are used to steer the Fischer-Tropsch reaction in the right direction. They help to ensure the formation of the specific hydrocarbons needed for jet fuel, such as kerosene. The end result? A sustainable jet fuel derived from landfill methane. A fuel that can power our planes without contributing to the greenhouse effect. So the next time you board a flight, remember, you might just be flying on the power of landfill waste. So, what does this all mean for our future? Let's take a moment to ponder on that as we delve into the potential impact of this groundbreaking research on our aviation industry and the environment as a whole. The transformation of methane gas into sustainable jet fuel could very well be a game changer. Imagine an aviation industry that is no longer reliant on fossil fuels, but instead utilizes a fuel source that is not only abundant, but also helps to reduce the harmful emissions currently released into our atmosphere. This is not just a flight of fancy, it's a possibility that is closer to reality than we might think. This innovation could dramatically reduce the carbon footprint of the aviation industry, which currently accounts for around 2% of all human-induced carbon dioxide emissions globally. The widespread adoption of this sustainable jet fuel could result in a significant drop in these emissions, helping to slow down the pace of global warming. Moreover, this research could help transform the aviation industry into a low-carbon sector. By utilizing methane gas emitted from landfills, we are not only finding an innovative use for this otherwise harmful greenhouse gas, but we are also paving the way for a circular economy where waste is not just discarded, but repurposed in meaningful ways. But the benefits of sustainable jet fuel don't stop there. This could also help to create a more stable and resilient aviation industry. As we've seen in recent years, the price of fossil fuels can be volatile, subject to geopolitical tensions and market fluctuations. By contrast, methane is abundant and its price stable, offering airlines a more predictable and potentially cheaper fuel source. In the end, this discovery is not just about creating sustainable jet fuel. It's about envisioning a future where our technological advancements are in harmony with the environment, where we not only seek to reduce the harm we cause, but also find ways to benefit our planet. In the quest for a sustainable future, it seems the sky really is the limit.